Alright, so we're back here for one more horn here. This one here is kind of small, but you can see from the way that it's shaped that it's not gonna flatten easily, but it's too small for me to want to, just turn it into a pouch bag or something like that. A pouch horn, because it's kind of small. Plus it hangs on the wrong side from my pouch. I might keep it, I might sell it. Kind of just depends on how it turns out here. But so what I had to do with it is make some curved wedges to go in there, and then I'm just going to try and piece everything together. I'm not going to be able to flatten it a great deal, I don't think, but a little bit. We'll just have to see how it works. Anyway, back at it here. The oil's hot now, so we're going to go back into the dip and let her sit in there for a minute. And yeah, we'll have to see how it works. It may work, it may not. And if it doesn't, well, damn. Oh well. I'll make something out of it, even if it's just a little priming horn. But I would like to try and get at least to flatten it out and try and, keep a little bit of the curve with it and stuff too. That's the goal anyway. We'll see if it works or not. It might not. I may just be blowing in the wind. It's hard to say. But we'll use some smaller boards and some wedges and stuff to kind of keep everything. See if we can't follow the curves a little bit. It may take a little bit extra. All right. So now our horn is starting to look pretty good, but we're going to want it as soft as we can possibly get it without damaging the horn itself. So, kind of hoping that it ends up a little bit like, soft plastic or something. We shall see. And let's take another look-see there. And we're getting there. Not quite there yet, I don't think. I want it to be as pliable as possible. Like I said, without damaging it. Oh, goody, the rain's starting. So that's the sound you hear in the background there. Gotta love Washington. You don't like the weather, wait a few minutes, it'll change. Especially now that it's the freaking November. Alright, I think that is just about as much as we're gonna get away with. I don't wanna make it too bad. Or take a chance on. Come back here, you. Alright, so first thing we'll do is try and get that in there. And maybe see if we can't stick a wedge in that side. So if we have to do, we might have to do this in pieces. It would be nice if I could get it to flatten out a bit. But I don't know if that's going to work or not. But we shall see. Gloves are coming off, dog. There's that. Let's see. Perhaps let's go in there with you a bit. And maybe so this guy. because I don't want it to go too wonky on me, but I do want it to be able to bend. But I'd kind of like to be able to bend the whole thing if possible, without hurting it too much. Leastwise, that's the goal. Yeah, we're picking some of it up here. It might just end up being one that's got a flat spot on it. Let's try this though. I've gotten some of that in there. This one's going to be just kind of a hodgepodge, I think. Ooh, you know what? That horn is still warm. Alright, let's see how that goes. Interesting. Okay, let's try this then. Yeah, I'm going to lose a chunk of the end of this thing. Probably, a good half inch, maybe an inch, just because it's starting to curl in a little more than I wanted to. Still though, we'll see how it ends up. Might just end up being a tabletop horn, who the hell knows at this point. But it does seem to be straightening a little bit. We're going to have a flat spot definitely on the bottom down there. There's no doubt about it. Let's see if I can get this to come up a little bit more here. Yeah, loosened it too much. Let's try cranking that old doggy down some more here. See what we end up with. Shape-wise, it don't look too bad. But I've got a feeling I might have to reheat this puppy and do it some more. We'll see. Oop. Don't want to hear noises like that. Alright. Well, I think we'll let it set for a few minutes and see what happens. Alright, this thing's had plenty of time to cool. I do not think, though, that this is going to give me the results I was hoping for. No, not really. Well, I think, it flattened it out a little bit, but not really what I was looking for. So, I have a feeling I'm going to have to make a jig for this and start over again at square one. Because what I wanted to do was flatten it but keep the curve this way. So, All right, let's try something else here. I'm just going to stick this thing back in the oil here for a little bit. Let it regain its natural shape again. Then we're going to pause here, and I'm going to see if I can figure out how to make a jig that'll fit that and do what I want. Okay. All right. So anyway, we're on to plan B. What we're going to do here is throw this guy back in the oil for a little bit. In fact, I already did that once to reshape it to let it get back to its closer to its natural shape. It's a nice thing about these things is you can do that, and then it will, if you don't do anything with it, like vise it or press it in anything or squeeze her down, it'll pretty much return to really close to its natural original shape. So, all of that being said, we are now going to stick it back in the oil here, and then I guess I can yammer on for a minute. So what happened here is that I wasn't able to turn it as much as I'd wanted to. So now what I did, because I want to keep the curve of the thing, so now what we're going to try, and I'm hoping that this works. I don't know if it will or not, but we'll see. I'll have to crack it open a bit more. And we're going to try that, and we'll stick the horn in there and see if we can get it to follow the curve. At least as much as possible. You're probably going to need a little more room than that. We'll still have to wedge the inside probably. But my original idea was I wanted to keep the shape of the horn going this way, but I want it to be flatter. So with any luck, this will work. And without any luck, well, it won't, and we'll be back to square one all over again. So this is all totally an experiment right now. And horn's heating up pretty good. So let's grab our gloves, because once again, frickin' oil's hot. Alrighty. I think, yeah, that's getting there. Maybe just a smidge longer. So hopefully this will work. And like I said, if not, well, ain't the end of the world. It's just a horn. And it'll still be an interesting one. It'll just be a mite flatter than it already is. Alright. So, let us drain that guy off real good here. Turn the oil down, turn the oil off actually, because this is the last one I'm doing today. And because, especially since it's not quite working the way that I'd hoped originally. Alright, get my wire out of there. Get the extra oil off. Get out of there, you. All right, so now we've got that in there. Crank this little doggy down and see if this works. I'm really hoping that it does. So far, so good. All right, so like I said, we've got a little bit of time to work with it here, and we're going to be doing some wedging to shape. I need a little bit more room there. Come here. Ah, you booger. Oh, hot, hot, hot. Ain't you just something else? All right, there's that. And there's that. That's more better. Okay. Swirly little shite. Okay. It's not bad. Well, I might just try this and see what happens without you being quite so far in there. There you are. No, that one ain't gonna work either. So, but let's just see what happens, because we got a pretty good curve on this thing now. And it's following the shape that I want fairly well. It's not bad, actually. See what happens here. Only looking over here. Not bad. Oh yeah, it's actually cinching in there pretty good. How's our shape looking over here? That don't look too bad either. As long as we can keep things pretty even, I think this might just work. Dang, sometimes I even surprise myself. Well, more often than not I surprise myself, so. But this works. Which is good, because I've been beating myself upside the head trying to figure out a way to make this thing work. Every once in a while you get a little brainstorm and you figure out, oh shit, I could do this from the outside, not from the inside. And that is what we are doing. And son of a gun, it seems to be working. Alright. Well, you know, if this works on this one, might just have to save this trick for others. Alright, that I think is just about as far as I want to go. Ain't you just cute as a button? Okay, well, let's close that thing off. Pull the plug on the heater, take a little break and see what happens here. Alrighty, so we've let this thing cool for a bit, and it looks like it worked. Let's take it out of the clamp and see what happens. Hey, wow, would you look at that? Not too shabby. Flattened her out, kept the shape. Son of a gun, man. Well, I think that might make somebody a dandy little horn. Or it'll just make a conversation piece. Nice size for like a pistol or little trail walk or something. As long as it isn't too many shots. Or if you're shooting like a 32 or 45 maybe. Alright. Cool beans. It worked. Let's just trade that out. We'll set one of them guys somewhere else. And we'll call it good. We'll call it a wrap for the night. I guess the next thing we'll have to do is going to be to make the plugs for all of these guys. And maybe I'll make another video on how I do that. Alright,